Ready your horses on the double!
Be honest. Are all of us riding to our deaths?
Yes, we are.
And since we're dying anyway, you're saying that it's better if we at least die fighting?
I am.
But wait, if we'll die anyway, then who cares what we do? We could just disobey your orders, and it wouldn't mean a thing, would it?
Yes, you're precisely right. Everything that you thought had meaning, every hope, dream, or moment of happiness, none of it matters as you lie bleeding out on the battlefield. None of it changes what a speeding rock does to a body. We all die. But does that mean our lives are meaningless? Does that mean that there was no point in our being born? Would you say that of our slain comrades? What about their lives? Were they meaningless? They were not! Their memory serves as an example to us all! The courageous fallen, the anguished fallen, their lives have meaning because we, the living, refuse to forget them! And as we ride to certain death, we trust our successors to do the same for us! Because my soldiers do not buckle or yield when faced with the cruelty of this world! My soldiers push forward! My soldiers scream out! My soldiers rage!
Okay, 14 medium scaling, 1.07 swing speed, so a warden, 20% tip damage, 10 bleed damage. This is the strongest weapon ever added to the game.
We do not care.
Hey, what's going on guys? It's Soul here. Today I have a build using the new oath Saintsworn. I like it a lot. A lot of people are saying this build or this oath is really technical. I'm actually not a dual attunement user mostly, so this is a very new thing for me, but I'm happy to showcase it to you guys and let you know what makes this build so great. I actually wanted to wait until this build was completely finished and min-maxed, but some of the combos that I was hitting in Chime were honestly too good, and I feel like this oath is going to be nerfed very soon. Just a disclaimer, the build that I'm showing in the Chime matches is not completely finished. You're more than welcome to min-max it or change out the mantras. But it should be noted that the way Saintsworn is looking right now, no build is entirely the same as the next, and there are so many different playstyles that you can use. This is just going to be a demonstration of what I liked and how the talents synergize with this build in particular, but if you think that you can do it better than me, I promise you, you probably can. So the very first thing that makes Saintsworn unique is Hero's Assist. It's a passive ability that relies on the summoning of past heroes of the attunements themselves to aid you in battle. Which hero is summoned and their effect is dependent on the current Saint stance. This passive ability works once per Saint stance, requiring you to cycle to the next one to reactivate. I'll go over each one of these hero assists and let you know which is my favorite for PvP. For the Flame Charm base passive, whenever you flourish an enemy, it's going to create 3 Lava Serpent eruptions that follow the target as they're ragdolled away. The Thundercall passive increases the windup of the first mantra you use during this stance and increases its damage. For the Gale base passive, whenever you uppercut an enemy, block break an enemy, or take damage while casting a mantra, you summon a small version of the Gale Breathe mantra Tornado. It suffocates them and knocks them away. In this clip, I tried to get those conditions to work, but uppercutting, block breaking, and being hit during a mantra were not working. This may be bugged, but the only way I could get this to work was just landing a mantra. For the Frostdraw hero assist, using a Frostdraw mantra or Blade of Saints will summon a hero of frost that fires a flurry of projectiles at your opponent. And for Shadowcast, whenever you parry an attack, it sends out an AoE ability that procs Sightless Still and does little damage. For this build specifically, you can use whatever you like, especially since cycling through these stances has an advantage for you. But I like the Thunder Assist and the Flame Assist the most, as they provide the most utility in combat for me personally. Aside from the hero assists, I also like the fact that having a specific blade out will proc that element's talents. For instance, if you had Dancing Steps with Flame, you're using the Flame Hero stance, you're going to be using Dancing Steps with something like Ice Lance or Eclipse Kick or Thunder Kick, which can really get you in close, and it's going to be really nice for setting up those combos and confusing your enemy. Or, if you're using the Wind stance and you picked up Aftercut, you're going to be applying Aftercut for all of your mantras, even if they're not Gale. I think this is the most important part of the Saintsworn build. Picking the right talents for you and using the right stance is going to be very important whenever you're fighting. So, let's go over the pre-shrine stats, the post-shrine stats, and the talents for this build. Alright guys, so let's break down the pre-shrine stats. You're going to have 40 strength for Showstopper and Uproar, 50 fortitude for Exoskeleton into the finish, along with some other fortitude talents, and 35 charisma for neuroplasticity. It's going to give you that extra wild card slot and going to make it better for your ether drain and stuff like that. You're going to go ahead and start with Gale Breathe and then get one in every other one of your mantras. 40 Gale Breathe is for things like Aftercut, Suffocating Impact, Stifle Jump, and surprisingly Wind Step. I know that's not like a great PvP talent in most people's eyes, but I actually use it a lot in combat to like move around, especially on a non-agile build like this one, and it really makes a difference when you're progressing and actually doing fights. And now for the post-shrine stats, we're gonna have all of our stats go to 18 except for fortitude. You're gonna go ahead and bump up strength to 20 for Spine Cutter, agility to 25 because I like the condition runner path, and you're gonna leave charisma where it's at. It's also important to note that you're going to be taking the Leaf in the Wind talents. I'm normally a Ghost fan, but these talents are still pretty good in this build. For the attunements, you're going to level up all of those attunements except for Gale. It's going to be 45 Flame Charm for Explosive Finish, 60 Frost Draw, 60 Thunder Call. You're going to bump up Gale Breathe just to 20. I had the 2 extra points, so I wanted to have that extra level. And then 60 Shadow Cast. I'm going to explain why everything's at 60. So when I first made this build, I dumped everything into Shadow Cast as like level 5 Shadow Cast mantras, like it was a Hero Blade build. That's not what you want to do with Saintsworn. Saintsworn has a talent where if you have a level 4 mantra, it's going to be bumped up to level 5. If you have a level 3 mantra, it's going to be bumped up to level 4, and so on and so forth. So the best way to get damage out of this build is to have those attunements sit at 60. I'm using a level 5 Thunder Kick, level 5 Eclipse Kick, and level 5 Rising Frost without actually having to invest 60 extra points. And those can go to those talents and actually having more well-rounded damage overall. The reason I didn't do anything more for Flame Charm, despite it being a pretty popular attunement, is that I'm pretty much only having the Flame Charm for Twisted Puppets, which still procs during my Shadowcast mantras, and it's actually really annoying to fight against. If you guys got this far in the video, I'm going to be giving you a little secret that I learned about Blade of Saints. Whenever you're using your Flame stance and use the Blade of Saints, it's actually better for wall clipping than Wind Passage and Lightning Impact with a Reversal Spark. Now, it should be said that I haven't tested this without Dancing Steps, which is a pretty big talent in this build. So if it doesn't work for you, you might want to pick up Dancing Steps. I really only use this for speedrunning layer 2 or, treating it like a normal Wind Passage. I will be posting this builder link in the description of the video. I was going to do a section of the video where I scroll through all of the talents. However, this video came out longer than I wanted it to be, and I kind of want to go ahead and just show some of the combos that I was pulling off in Chime. And I want you guys to get right into building it. So the builder link will be right there in the description for you. If you like this video, please give it a like. Give me a comment of what you would change because it's the first time I've done something like this. And yeah, I will also have a link to a new Discord I'm making, so you guys can message me directly if you'd like. I also just wanted to say thank you to everybody who supported my last video. The Yuji Itadori Chain Warden build blew up way beyond my expectations, so I'm really glad that some people could leave a like or subscribe or even leave a peak comment. That really made my day, and honestly, I was super happy to do it. It's my first time making any kind of YouTube content, so I'm gonna keep doing that. And if you guys have any suggestions for builds, whether it be duo, trio, or solo progression, just leave it in the comments and I'll give it a look.